Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're just kind of talking about life, talking about our history and each other and our futures and just kind of giving a little more insight into what we do and what our goals are for this channel and life in general.
So we thought it would be fun to introduce each other instead of introducing ourselves.
Well, I can go first. This is Timber. She's 25 years old and a recent stay-at-home mom. She is super passionate about coffee. She loves drinks and she loves food. Anything super snacky. And she has her master's degree in social work and is a recent retiree from the mental health industry.
Retired at 25.
But yeah, that's a little bit about her.
This is Jason. So Jason is super cool. He is 25 years old also, but I do have a couple months on him. Jason does literally everything. He is an audio engineer by trade, so that means that he spends time recording people's music and songs and helping them write songs. He plays pretty much any instrument that you could hand him. He sings. He has gone on tour with bands. He does videography and photography and cinematography. He does 3D design and makes graphics.
Listing all the things.
Yes, Jason literally is a jack of all trades. I personally love getting to watch him be so creative and do creative things and make people's dreams come true with their music. And
I'm also a pilot.
Oh yes,
pilots can never leave that out of the conversation.
But that's not one of his jobs. That's one of his hobbies. Probably one of the only hobbies he has that does not also become a job.
So we also have, if you haven't seen already, a little dog. This dog's name is Beau. He's our little guy. He's a French bulldog. He's how many years old now?
We got him the year we got married, so he is 3 years old.
He is a troublemaker, and you can probably hear him this whole video.
And he's very stubborn because he is a bully, as in like bulldog. And here we have little Mr. Myles. He is our little baby boy.
He's just turned 2 months a few days ago. He was born like right between my birthday and our anniversary. September is a very busy month for excitement around here.
This past year has been different and we're finding our new normal. I was working as a therapist at the start of this year, and now I'm a stay-at-home mom. Jason has gone on so many adventures that I'm sure we'll be able to fill you more in depth in later videos if you're interested. But life has been crazy, busy, and also slow and also fast, all at the same time.
I really feel the need to document it.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm missing pieces of life. I know that in the future I want something to kind of look back on and remember these years, because there's so much change, and in a year from now I'm going to forget it all. Especially with Myles growing, I feel like he's changing so much every day, and I can't take enough pictures, I can't take enough videos.
On December 31st of 2023, we found out that I was pregnant. We were pregnant, however you want to say it, which was a very fun and interesting time to find out.
It's crazy because you took a test in the morning and I was headed to church.
Yeah, and I had church also that morning. So at the start of this year, that's also something that's different. We were attending different churches just because we had obligations at two separate places.
Yep.
And so I was singing that morning at one church and Jason was running sound at another church. And so I took the test thinking it was going to be negative, walked outside to let Beau out, came back in and looked down and there was 2 lines. I freaked out and immediately called Jason on his drive. And then after church went and bought like the fancy tests, the digital ones. Back in 2023, I learned some things about my health, and I got a diagnosis of PCOS. Through that, I started on a really big health journey, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, everything. From that, I made the decision to quit my job as a therapist. So in February, I officially quit that job. And
just added so much stress to your life, and at some point it just wasn't worth it, especially with the pregnancy and just wanting to keep your health good throughout the pregnancy and not compromise baby's health at all.
And I'm a person that carries my mental, emotional stress in my body. I didn't want that to be my normal on top of already having fatigue from being pregnant. And I wanted to be able to take care of myself and my family and my baby the best that I could. And I knew I wouldn't be able to do that while working that job.
And for me, it was definitely a leap of faith. I guess financially, we've never been a single income family, and we live in a small town in Ohio, and so it's a hard thing to make a living in the art industry or in the creative space, if you will. We have some savings. Let's see if we can make a go of it. Crossing fingers. So far, it's been going well.
Yeah.
In addition to all the changes so far in 2024, I had the opportunity in April to head out on the road on tour as a lighting director and engineer. So I was out for 25 days, and it's opened up a ton of opportunities just with their relationships, but also I've been playing with one of the bands off and on now on stage. It was hard as a husband to watch all of Timber's changes and needs changing and then not be available to support her.
Fast forward to September, we celebrated Jason's birthday. We had Myles. We celebrated our 3rd wedding anniversary.
Did you want to talk through the birthing process at all? Or do you want to say that for another video?
I feel like that's a whole story in and of itself. If you have any questions related to our birth story or the pregnancy or anything that we could answer when we do film that video, feel free to leave them in the comments or send us a DM on Instagram. We got to spend some time without Jason working and just kind of take in being a new family, which very grateful for the opportunity to have done that and just have time off and figure out parenting together.
I think life changed a lot when he was born, but not in the ways that I think people would say. People always say like, oh yeah, your life changes instantly, like priorities, everything's different, and you're not getting any sleep, and it's just all awful, you know? But I feel like that really hasn't been the case. We were sleeping well, we were taking turns, we were trading who's caring for him, and like we weren't having sleepless nights. At least for me, my life wasn't like, oh, instantly changed. You know, it's like that change has kind of just come over time. He's his own person, and I'm getting to know him and seeing, especially now, seeing his personality and seeing him smile, and it's just been a crazy 2 months.
Since Myles was born, I feel like I've had a lot of shift in my like maternal instincts. I feel like I was always like mom in the group of friends. Like I always was the one that carried the Advil and brought snacks and made sure everybody was safe. But kids were never like my strong suit. I remember there was a time in my life where like I was afraid of babies, more so of breaking them. I have a lot more confidence in my ability to like be a good mom and be a good caregiver. Still very much figuring out balancing caring for a baby and also being a wife and taking care of a home, making meals and dinners, cleaning, doing laundry, while also holding Myles has been difficult. I feel like I'm starting to get back into a rhythm of like how much I can put him down without him crying.
He does not like to be set down.
No, my best friend so far since he has been born has been a wrap or carrier. He loves it. He will sleep and stay there and be happy for hours on end.
It's been really cool to see you step into that more motherly role, if that makes sense.
Thank you.
Beau is being a disaster.
Beau is being a bulldog. Microphone. In addition to life-changing by being parents, we've also kind of realized the reality of like life and happiness and community and doing the things that we want to do and taking chances, doing the adventures, because why not?
And also the reality of being a single income family has kind of been setting in here this fall of like, if I'm going to be a sole income provider, we need to be where the money is as far as the creative industry, which kind of brings us to potential things for next year.
2025, most likely we'll have some interesting things going on, lots of change, hopefully lots of new opportunity for Jason work-wise and creativity-wise.
We're considering the move down south to the Nashville area just so there's more opportunity and easier opportunity within the music industry, which brings its whole other set of challenges, especially with a newborn and wanting our child to have a good relationship with their grandparents. That's just kind of a lot to think about and kind of a daunting change.
We have a really great support system of friends and family here, and so that has honestly been the biggest factor of why moving wouldn't make sense. In every other aspect, every other pro and con on the list, like moving makes sense and is exciting. I'm not a career creative like Jason, but I do love creativity. I've really just been feeling this pull and desire to do more with that, and a part of that is why we want to film more videos.
Yeah, it's been cool to see over the past few years. Timber's always been creative. Like, she was into photography a lot when she was younger, and then a vocalist. She sings on worship teams and stuff like that, and so she is a very creative person. But it's been cool to see that interest kind of come out in other areas other than just photography and singing, right? And so like potentially doing video editing for these type of videos, and I think for me, I just want to document life, and like there's so many changes this past year, there's going to be so many more in the future, whether that's through vlogs or podcasty style videos like this, or just tell us what you guys want to see. But I mean, there's just so many opportunities to document life. I think this can be a really good creative outlet for Timber and a good way to capture life. So I'm excited about this next year.
Yeah, me too. I know that our goal is to put out some more content, film more of our lives, document more of what we're doing. So we plan to do more long form content here. Anything else you want to see over on Instagram? I do a lot more because Jason works all day, but there is definitely input from him there too. But a lot more of feed posts, reels, stories. I like to post a lot of my snacks and drinks, so if you want food inspiration or you want to see my coffee shop recommendations, if you want to be able to have a conversation, hit me up in the DMs.
I think our whole goal is to like build an online community of people who care and people who want to find like-minded people. Yeah, and just open the floor to people to get to know each other and hang out and engage in a lot more happiness and joy. Well, if you guys want to watch more of just two young people trying to figure out life and life changes and what it means to be parents in 2025, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're hopefully going to be posting a lot here in the next year. So thanks for hanging out.
We'll chat soon. That was probably the best one. We'll see if we can go then.
September is a very cut.